Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Bussey, and this is your Council Minute for the week of May 10th. We start today with some very good news. I'm sure all of you are aware that last week Governor Tim Walz announced a dial back on health and safety precautions that have been in place to limit the spread of COVID-19 and to keep Minnesotans safe. On Monday night, the city manager briefed the council on what the governor's announcement means for the city of Bloomington and its residents, and it's news that we've all been waiting a very long time to hear. I can't tell you how excited I am that Summerfest is a go for 2021 on its traditional date of July 3rd. We'll have food, entertainment, and the return of the best fireworks show around. The only thing missing from Summerfest this year will be the Kids Carnival, which we won't have out of an abundance of caution for unvaccinated youth. But still, get Summerfest on your calendars now. Also, the Summer Adventure Playgrounds Youth Program will also return this summer, and our staff is working hard to make sure that the necessary protocols are in place to do these programs safely. In early July, Creekside Community Center will reopen. I know how much our seniors are looking forward to being back together, and our staff at Creekside is excited to welcome them back. I've been at a couple of drive-through events at Creekside in the past month, and just about everyone I've talked to is eager to get back to activities at Creekside and to see friends again. The Bloomington Farmers Market and the Midweek Music and Market will return to normal operations with no restrictions or masking requirements. The first market will be June 12th. And for the fans of the Bloomington Center for the Arts, we'll have more information very soon as our staff works out details with our residents' arts organizations for the resumption of rehearsals and performances. Now, if you have business at City Hall or other buildings, we will reopen to the public on July 6th for walk-in traffic. If you're getting a passport, you still need to make an appointment ahead of time, but all other service can be handled normally. And we are looking to resume in-person meetings of the City Council in the council chambers on Monday, July 12th. That's our first City Council meeting in July after the date that the governor has set for all restrictions to be lifted. All of this is just great news. We have been through a year like no other. But we have to continue to be vigilant over the next couple of months until vaccinations reach the point where most adults and teens have been vaccinated. The science on vaccines is sound. The vaccines are safe. If you haven't gotten one yet, do it. Do it today. If you've gotten yours and you know others who might be on the fence, encourage them to get the vaccine. We are almost there, Bloomington. This week, our city assessor presented the annual assessment report to the City Council. What is that, you might ask? Well, our assessment division is responsible for setting the property values of all properties in the city of Bloomington, 30,100 properties to be precise. And every year, they have to present the report to the City Council. Now, this year's report is very interesting. There's some really good news if you're a homeowner, and to be honest, there are some worrisome trends as well. As with everything about this last year, COVID had a sizable impact on the annual property assessment. The 2021 assessment was done 9 months after the pandemic started in Minnesota. The impact that the coronavirus had on our various property segments is different in scope and in magnitude. COVID-19 restrictions impacted travel and tourism and the way that businesses operate. As you know, many employees started working from home. Households only shopped for necessities. Restaurants were restricted to takeout meals. Schools were shifted to online learning. And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. We've all lived through it. The property sector in Bloomington that was hit the hardest by the pandemic was the commercial property market. Commercial property decreased in value by 9% in 2021, due in part to the significant impact to Bloomington's hospitality sector. Within days of the onset of COVID-19, Bloomington hotels went from a normal occupancy level of about 65% to less than 15%. Last summer, hotel occupancy held steady in about the 35% range. Now, the 2021 hotel assessment measures the anticipated revenue loss until the market recovers. Those losses range from 15 to 25% depending on the market segment. Our staff is watching the economic recovery in the hotel sector very closely, and a full recovery of hospitality isn't expected until 2024. Now, despite the challenges of COVID-19, the housing market remains strong due to high demand, low inventory, and record low interest rates. The median home value in Bloomington increased 7.3%, from $286,000 to more than $307,000 in 2021. The median home value is now almost 24% higher than the previous peak back in 2007. The fact is, increasing home values are good for homeowners. For many people, their home is the single largest asset they own, and much of household wealth is tied to the value of the property. At the same time, the higher values and the red-hot market make it harder for people to be able to afford home ownership in Bloomington. The issue of affordable home ownership is certainly on the radar of the City Council and the HRA, and we hope to have some proposed solutions of this very soon. Apartment properties also increased in value, and that's both good and bad. We're still seeing record low vacancy rates, which means the cost of rent continues to go up, which puts pressures on renters who are looking for affordable units. On the plus side, developers see the low vacancy rates and increasing values, which gives them incentive to build new multifamily units. For the 2021 assessment, there were more than 1,500 units under construction in Bloomington, adding more than $171 million in new construction value. That's the most in 3 decades. And the industrial market, they saw a steady growth of 4.4%, also adding $11.7 million in new construction value. When you bring it all together, the total value of property in Bloomington has now reached a record high of $15 billion. That's billion with a B. In other words, the value of all the properties in Bloomington, single-family homes, commercial properties, apartments, warehouses, and manufacturers, the value of all of these properties is more than it has ever been in history. The bottom line is that, pandemic aside, the value of property in Bloomington is strong, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing down just yet. For those who've made the decision to invest here, whether it's in their home or in their business, that's a good thing. The Bloomington Ice Garden, or BIG as it is fondly known by the hockey and skating world, has been a center of community in Bloomington for 50 years. It's been added on to a couple of times since 1970, and it continues to be one of the busiest hockey and skating venues in the Twin Cities. After 50 great years, it's also showing its age. That's probably true of all of us. Major renovations are needed, including replacing the refrigeration system and the roof just to keep the building usable. And frankly, the whole building needs to be modernized to keep BIG viable in this marketplace. For the past couple of years, we've been working on various upgrades, and over the past few months, we've talked a couple of times about a major renovation project. On Monday, the City Council selected their preferred option, and it's an exciting and an ambitious vision. The proposed renovation will make all of the necessary equipment and operating improvements. It will convert Rink 3 from an Olympic-sized sheet of ice to a standard ice sheet. It'll add locker rooms on the north side of Rink 3, and will make building upgrades to improve the concourse and the concessions. It is an expensive project. Current estimates put the cost at $27 million, which is why the City Council also directed staff to prepare a request to the Minnesota Legislature to get state bonding dollars to help pay for the project. When the state of Minnesota supports a local project like this, it's usually done on a shared cost basis, with the local community picking up half of the project cost. That means the city would be expected to pay about $13 to $14 million. Staff will bring a resolution to the City Council next month to formalize the request to the state, and then the work begins. The legislature will consider bonding requests during the 2022 session, which begins next January. Hopefully, a year from now, we will be on our way to rehabbing BIG for the next couple of generations. Well, that's a wrap on this week's Council Minute. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, stay safe, Bloomington.